All right, so just not too long ago, I did a video about school lunches and pretty much like how pathetic they are and how our government seems to think that our children should eat, what type of foods, like what should be the base of their meals. Should it be protein? Should it be carbohydrates? I mean, should it be some sort of substance? Um, but we're going to see in a recent article what is coming out now from New York City. This is going to be a new addition to the children's lunch menu. All right. So we all know and love the things like square pizzas and such. Well, this is the total opposite, man. So this is going to be New York City school cafeterias will switch to an entirely vegan menu on Fridays, amid new efforts by city officials and the Biden administration to help provide critical nutrition for millions of kids. Okay, this is coming out of an abc.com. So an article. This came out Saturday, so 2 days ago, and the USDA announces new nutrition standards. That's the title of this article. So, so I just think that it's funny. It's that they are claiming that amidst the Biden administration not giving the critical nutrition for millions of kids, they're going to end up giving these kids vegan foods on Friday, which we all know what vitamins and minerals that you're lacking when you become vegan. And then also the amount of processed food that you consume when you become vegan, because I doubt that these kids are going to be eating whole grain or vegetable foods, because from the picture here, this looks like Beyond Meat chicken nuggets, mashed potatoes, some sort of fruit, a salad. This is probably soy milk or almond milk, probably soy milk, right? Or oat milk, I don't really know. But oat milk sounds expensive, so probably soy milk. The U.S. Department of Agriculture on Friday announced updates to school nutrition standards on milk, whole grains, and sodium in school menus. Sodium is something that we should not be worried about, not one bit for kids. So the reason why I don't think sodium should be that much of a big deal for children's diets, because typically when people start eating cleaner in adults, but this can be altered for children, especially whenever adults are taking control of their nutrition and their meals. When you eat cleaner, you're going to eat less sodium because you're eating less processed foods, and you don't always like naturally salt your foods. Rarely people will do that because the sauces or the condiments that they use will have sodium in there, and they already kind of it gets to that salty taste. However, you're reducing a lot of sodium. Plus, you're usually picking up some sort of new activity, right? So you're sweating, you're breathing more, you're peeing more, you're drinking more water, consciously drinking more water. And that's water that's just going to be alkaline, and it's not going to be infused with electrolytes. So you're going to pee out sodium. So you're going to be losing sodium. And so what I see a lot is that people end up not replacing the sodium in their diet. And so to contract a muscle, it takes sodium. For your heartbeat, it takes sodium. To be able to increase blood pressure for your lifts that you're going to do with resistance training, or to sprint or to run, I mean, you need sodium to increase it. If you don't have sodium in your diet, then you will feel lethargic. You will have lower blood pressure. Okay, that's usually why doctors say, oh, if you have high blood pressure, you need to eat less sodium. No, you need to just stop eating a lot of processed foods, and you need to start exercising. That's what you need to do to lower your blood pressure. That's it. You don't need to cut sodium. And then, sorry, but so whenever you're cutting all the sodium out of your diet, your body wants to have a concentration within its cells of sodium to potassium, magnesium, and calcium, and phosphorus for a bit. But if it doesn't have that concentration of or the ratio of sodium to those other electrolytes, and it drops, it's going to get rid of the other electrolytes because it needs to raise its sodium level up, and your body just can't create sodium. You need to ingest it, right? So it does that by getting rid of the other ones. So now you have other issues. So now you're magnesium deficient, and your bones are maybe a little less dense, right? So let's continue to see what this article says. Why is this like up here? Right. So nutritious school meals give American children the foundation for successful, healthy lives. Agricultural Secretary Tom Viscal said in the statement. What does this guy look like? We can just Google this guy real quick. I've never heard of this guy. Boom. Let's see what this guy is all about, eh? Definitely not the specimen for health. He's on the Clinton administration. Too much stuff in here. Governor of Iowa. So, is he against beef? So, he joined 3 Midwest governors in a campaign to defend the use of processed beef products made from the trimmings left after beef carcasses are butchered, dubbed pink slime. It contains less fat, and historically it's less expensive. So, I mean, that's not really that nutritious. I'd rather have my children eat steak and not some sort of, kind of the toss away meat that may not have nutritional value. I'm not sure what that is. I don't really know enough to have an opinion on that. But then he also went to global warming. Tends to take a burnt of criticism about climate change, but the industry contributes on about 9%. Okay, so he's nothing like really sticks out. Yeah. So he's a Democrat. So, I mean, you can see why he is for this vegan diet on Fridays for kids. So he's trying to make an effort to make the most nutritious meals as possible. Again, veganism is not the way, man. Meat has all of your essential vitamins and essential minerals in it. You can survive off of meat only. We know this for sure. Meat and water, right? Some school policies, children care providers will now be required to offer low-fat or non-flavored milks, as well as increased amount of nutrient-rich whole grains. And the weekly sodium limit in school breakfast lunches will decrease by 10%. So if they're decreasing by 10%, man, if you're taking in less sodium, then you better have some sort of like real food in there. Because if you're going to have processed food or prepackaged meats, things that they use at like Chipotle or rotisserie chickens, that's all shot up with sodium. It helps to preserve it. It's a preservative, keeps it tender, and also keeps it some flavor in there. So the New York City public school cafeterias, which have already gone meatless twice a week, are making an effort to create healthier food options for students. The New York public schools will switch to an entirely vegan menu on Fridays. So my question is, what about the people who are totally against veganism, or they should the parents believe that their kids should have meat, and these are people who are reliant upon school nutrition, school meals, because they can't really afford to send their children meals. So now they're in a program where they would think that they would have 5 days out of the week, their children would be able to have the option to get, meat if they are not vegan, right? So now the resolution for that is that they're going to have to send their kids with a meal on Friday, because they may not want their kids to eat vegan, because now this is being forced for the entire menu, right? So, however many Fridays that there are in a school year, I mean, that's how many meals that they're going to have to send. And they're forcing this guy, this Tom, what was that guy's name? The Tom Vilsack. He's trying him and New York City school boards. They're forcing their opinion about what's nutritious and what's not. They're forcing their political view on veganism. They're forcing that upon the kids. They're not even giving them an option. They're just saying it's entirely vegan menu. So I believe that that's totally fine if you want to add vegan options in there, but to make it an entirely vegan menu, that's just kind of forcing your opinion, your lifestyle on another person who may not want that. So now you're taking away their choice of freedom in a public school, in a country where we fought for our freedom. And this is something that's very, very important to a lot of people. So you're New York City, listen up. You're forcing people to get the vaccine. You're forcing people's children to not have any other options but vegan for the public school food on Fridays. I don't see how you're being a government to govern the people. You're being an enforcer. You're being socialist. You're being a Marxist. You're definitely not helping the problem. You're adding to the problem, and you are the problem. So this is more issues that we have with our children's diet within our schools. So not only can the government not understand how to correctly feed our children with proper nutrition for ratios of protein, carbs, and fats, and what is deemed a more healthy option, now they are again forcing veganism every Friday with no other choice but for the parents to now send their kids with some sort of meal on Friday where they're enrolled in a program to where they don't have to do this, right? So, pretty disappointing, right? Leaving it there. What's your opinions on this? Should vegan option day be there once a week on a Friday, Monday, Tuesday, meatless Monday, and then give no other options of anything else? That's like, it's like me saying, well, on Thursdays we can no longer walk on two legs. Thursdays we now are going to be sympathetic and empathetic toward animals, and we want to walk on all fours. So Thursdays are no longer walking on two legs. We walk on our hands and our feet in observance of animals who walk on their four legs every Thursday, right? Leaving it there. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and talk to you guys later.